Hey y'all, happy belated New Year's from the Slav. It's been a little longer than I expected it to be till I got this update for everybody. But as I posted online a day or two ago, had to deal with my mandatory annual Christmas holiday illness. So I'm getting over that. The voice may still be a little scratchy here, so apologies in advance for that. But let me get you up to date on where I am. I have finally completed the first turn of my playing of BAR Quebec. So let me catch you up on what has happened. I believe when I left the last activation that I had told you about, after Burton got repulsed trying to take on the 3rd Grenadiers, I had moved Roquemore's reinforcements into the woods, keeping them in column. Was kind of curious why we had a French brigade just sort of moving into the woods here, way far away from everything. But in a video appearance, an interview that Matthew Hinkle had done on Eric's Table, he stated that that was Roquemore's orders. They were supposed to move into those woods and just take up position as a reserve. So, in keeping with that spirit, I've done the same thing with them. That left me with 2 activations left. The only side that had activations left were the British. But as the rules say, even if only one side has activations, you still make those initiative rolls because you want to have that possibility that some initiative special result is going to take place. It did not, though. So for those final 2 activations, I moved Fraser's brigade up in line to take a crack at the 3rd Grenadiers. And this time the British were much more successful. Went into a close combat. Only 1 round was necessary in that close combat. And that sent the 3rd Grenadiers routing with Bourlamaque following them into the woods. Each of the two, I did actually get 2 British regiments into contact with the 3rd Grenadiers in that activation. Both of them did get disordered. The unit that I have stacked under Fraser here, it was this Laskin, I believe, is the battalion's name. They got shaken as well as disordered, but they then made their recovery roll and were just simply disordered as a result. One question I have, I did not see anything in the rules that prevents a shaken, disordered unit from advancing as a result of close combat. I did look in the rules to the specific listings of all the effects of being disordered and shaken. And I did not see any prohibition against it, but it seemed to make more sense to me to have the unit that was only disordered advance into that hex. So that's what I did. And then for the final activation, I moved Young's brigade forward off of those flank positions that each regiment had, trying to get them more adjacent to each other and keeping them close back as a reserve. So it is now going to be the 0920 turn. I'm going to start getting into that here real soon. My general plan, just sort of what the priorities are going to be for each side. I'm concerned about these French units here. I still kept them in column when they were moving. I think probably my priority is going to get these to switch formation into line and get ready for this British juggernaut that's still going to be rolling through. So that's Trevi and Dumas, I think, are the brigadiers. Try to get them into line, maybe get them advanced if I can. The British keep advancing forward. I do have a lot of British artillery here that I know I'm not really probably using to good advantage yet. I'm trying to be selective about how many rules interactions I get into as I learn this system. There is a special rule in this game that allows British artillery to stay limbered and still be stacked with infantry in line. Normally, you can't have limbered with line. And the rest of the system, I believe the rationale in this game is that the British just were really heavily crewed, had lots of manpower, so they were able to get these guns moving back and forth, limbering and unlimbering much more quickly. So I do want to get that British artillery into action, especially because now the British are moving into the position of the French artillery here. So they're going to want to do some kind of counter battery or at least put their own artillery hurting on the French. Did forget to mention that Murray did rally Moncton's foot, so they went into shaken disorder now. As a result of the rallying also as well on the French side, The 3rd Grenadiers, which had routed from this close combat, failed their rally roll, so they routed again further into the woods. I think what I'm going to have to do is Bourlamaque. There's only one strength point left for these Grenadiers. I think I'm going to be writing them off, have Bourlamaque get back forward into the fight again. Obviously, keep bringing French reinforcements in. We've got the lone cavalry unit, period, in this scenario here on the road with the 2 Sauvage battalions behind them. Get them into the action and keep moving forward here. One little narrative storyline that I thought was really neat, and it's just where this game system shines, I think, so far with what I'm encountering of the stories you get, the narrative from the game action. The 3rd Grenadiers, as I touched upon, they did lose that close combat with Fraser's brigade. They route retreated 1 hex behind these units that were in column. I had to choose a route path for them. I figured, okay, I'll have them route through the milice unit here. If some militia ends up getting routed as a result, I'd rather lose them than a line unit. But go figure, when I did the morale check for this milice unit, figuring, okay, these are French Grenadiers routing through a militia unit that's still in column formation to boot. These guys are going to be vaporizing. They made their roll. They held. So these guys stayed where they were, let the Grenadiers route through them, and I'm going to be able to hopefully get them in the line right here along this tree line and wait for the next British assault here. So far, the British have gained 1 of those victory point hexes, the 1 hex of this 2 hex hilltop. Certainly going to have them advance to get that second one. Still got my skirmishers fighting this redoubt complex here. Going to see if I can do something more effective down there, as well as the 2 that are up here. Don't want to just keep trading fire with them. I want to try to come up with a more effective solution for that. So that's where I am with BAR Quebec. I will continue this and continue providing updates. As I touched upon online, I've been so thrilled with my results with this that I've decided to get another Clash of Arms game system that has been sitting on my shelves for years and years, pretty similar to this, and get them on the table, and that would be the La Bataille system. I have everything that Clash of Arms has printed in its first edition, at least, so I am going to get them on as well. I've got Orte, Scenario 1 set up on the map, got the organization charts all laid out, so I'm going to be playing that with the Marie-Louise rules. That seems to certainly be the best way to start with La Bataille. And I'll start taking some cracks at that as I'm continuing with BAR as well. So I'll keep you all posted. Happy New Year, and see you later. Bye.